Welcome back to the channel The Coin Empire, the place where hidden treasures, rare coins, unbelievable minting mistakes, and life-changing discoveries come together for collectors and coin hunters around the world. And today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and talked about Lincoln cents ever discussed among collectors. The legendary 1973 D1 cent USA coin that many believe could be worth an astonishing $98 million because of its incredible errors, strange minting mistakes, rare conditions, and unbelievable possibilities that continue to fascinate the coin collecting world even decades after it was released into circulation. And if you have ever ignored an old penny lying in your pocket, inside a coin jar, hidden in a drawer, or mixed into a pile of spare change, this story might completely change the way you look at coins forever, because some collectors believe that a single overlooked 1973 D penny with the right combination of rare features could become one of the most valuable coins ever discovered. And the reason behind this incredible value begins at the Denver Mint during the early 1970s, when millions of Lincoln cents were being produced rapidly for circulation across America. But during high-speed production, mistakes sometimes happened that escaped detection and entered the public unnoticed, creating rare error coins that later became the dream targets of collectors searching for hidden fortunes. And the 1973 D penny is especially interesting because it was produced during a time when minting equipment experienced heavy use, die deterioration, alignment issues, striking pressure problems, and occasional metal planchet mistakes that could create dramatic visual differences on certain coins, making some examples far more valuable than ordinary pennies. And while most 1973 D cents remain common and only worth face value, a tiny number with rare errors and unusual features have created huge excitement in the numismatic community, especially when combined with pristine condition, strong strike details, and unusual minting abnormalities that appear almost impossible to recreate. And one of the biggest reasons collectors obsess over the 1973 D penny is the possibility of dramatic double die errors, where the design appears doubled due to misalignment during the die creation process, creating visible separation in the lettering, date, and Lincoln portrait details. And when these doubling effects become strong and obvious under magnification, collectors can pay enormous amounts of money, because double die coins are considered some of the most desirable mint errors in American history, especially when discovered on older Lincoln cents that survived decades in circulation. And some experts believe that undiscovered 1973 D double dies may still exist hidden inside collections, piggy banks, and old coin rolls waiting to be found by lucky collectors who know exactly what to search for. And another major possibility that could push the value of a 1973 D penny into unbelievable territory is the existence of an off-metal strike, which happens when a coin is mistakenly struck on the wrong type of metal planchet intended for another denomination, creating a penny with unusual color, weight, and appearance that immediately stands out from normal examples. And these off-metal errors are considered incredibly rare because strict mint controls usually prevent planchet mix-ups. But when one slips through unnoticed, collectors become desperate to own it, because it represents a fascinating piece of minting history that should never have existed in the first place. And if a 1973 D penny were ever discovered struck on a bronze planchet intended for another year, or perhaps on a foreign coin blank, experimental metal, or dime planchet, experts believe it could shatter auction records and create worldwide headlines among collectors and investors alike, especially if the coin remained in near perfect condition for decades without damage or cleaning. And condition plays a massive role in determining coin value, because collectors are willing to spend incredible amounts for coins graded at the highest mint state levels, particularly MS-67, MS-68, or even higher if the surfaces remain flawless, glossy, and sharply struck. And the 1973 D penny becomes especially valuable when it displays blazing red original mint luster, because copper coins naturally darken and fade over time, meaning fully red examples in top condition are already difficult to locate even without major mint errors attached to them. And when a coin combines pristine condition with a spectacular error, the value can rise beyond imagination, because collectors know they may never encounter another example again. And many stories circulate about collectors discovering valuable pennies in ordinary places like bank rolls, inherited jars, estate sales, flea markets, or forgotten collections passed down through generations, which is why millions of people continue searching through old coins hoping to uncover a hidden rarity worth a fortune. and the 1973 penny attracts even more attention because several unusual minting anomalies have been reported over the years, including die cracks, cuds, clipped planchets, broad strikes, repunched mint marks, strike-through errors, and rotated dies, each adding unique characteristics that make certain examples far more collectible than normal circulation coins. And a die crack occurs when the minting die develops fractures due to heavy pressure, leaving raised lines across the coin surface that can create dramatic appearances resembling lightning bolts or unusual shapes, while cuds happen when a portion of the die breaks away completely, producing missing sections along the edge of the coin that collectors find extremely appealing because no two cut errors appear exactly the same. And broad strike errors occur when the retaining collar fails during striking, allowing the coin to expand beyond its normal size and shape, giving the penny a stretched appearance that instantly catches attention, while clipped planchets happen when the blank coin piece is improperly cut from the metal strip, creating missing curved sections that prove the mistake occurred before the coin was struck. And every one of these possibilities increases the excitement surrounding the 1973 penny because each error tells a unique story about what went wrong inside the minting process decades ago, and some collectors spend years studying microscopic details on Lincoln cents, searching for tiny differences in lettering, spacing, mint marks, and strike characteristics because even the smallest variation can separate an ordinary coin from a life-changing discovery worth thousands or even millions of dollars. And the idea of a $98 million 1973 penny may sound unbelievable to casual observers, but in the world of rare coins, extraordinary prices are often driven by rarity, mystery, condition, demand, and the emotional thrill of owning something almost nobody else can possess, and wealthy collectors regularly compete against one another during major auctions, pushing prices to shocking heights whenever a truly unique coin appears for sale, especially when the coin has a fascinating backstory or represents a previously unknown mint error that experts once thought impossible. And the Lincoln cent series itself remains one of the most collected coin series in American history because of its long history, iconic design, and incredible variety of valuable errors scattered across different dates and mint locations, making the 1973 penny part of a much larger treasure hunt that attracts beginners and advanced collectors alike. And many people become interested in coin collecting after hearing stories about ordinary pennies selling for enormous sums at auction, realizing that hidden treasures could still exist in everyday circulation, unnoticed by the public. And one reason the 1973 penny remains especially intriguing is that Denver mint coins from the early 1970s sometimes display weaker strikes and die quality issues compared to Philadelphia issues, which means unusual examples with sharp details and strong surfaces immediately stand out among collectors searching for exceptional coins. And over the years rumors have spread about ultra-rare 1973 pennies featuring dramatic doubling visible without magnification, strange metallic appearances, unusual weights, and bizarre strike combinations that continue fueling excitement in the hobby, and even though many stories become exaggerated over time, the possibility that an undiscovered masterpiece error coin still exists keeps collectors searching relentlessly through old penny rolls and inherited collections hoping for the discovery of a lifetime. And authentication also plays a critical role because valuable coins must usually be verified by professional grading companies that examine every detail under magnification to confirm authenticity, identify errors, assign condition grades, and protect collectors from counterfeits or altered coins, and counterfeiters sometimes attempt to fake rare mint errors by modifying ordinary coins, adding false mint marks, or artificially creating doubling effects, which is why serious collectors rely heavily on certified grading services before paying large amounts of money for rare pieces, and a genuine 1973 penny. With a spectacular combination of minting mistakes, flawless condition, and historical uniqueness could become one of the most celebrated discoveries in modern numismatics because collectors are constantly searching for coins that rewrite the history books and challenge what experts previously believed possible, and beyond the technical aspects. There is also a deep emotional fascination connected to rare coins because each coin traveled through countless hands, stores, pockets, and transactions over decades before finally being recognized as something extraordinary, and imagining that a simple penny once used to buy candy or sitting forgotten inside a drawer could eventually become worth millions creates a sense of wonder that keeps the coin collecting hobby alive generation after generation, and many collectors describe the thrill of examining old coins as a real-life treasure hunt where history, mystery, and luck combine in ways that few hobbies can match, and the 1973 D penny perfectly represents that. Next, 1981 cent coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mysterious Lincoln cents ever discussed among coin hunters, the legendary 1981 cent USA coin that some collectors believe could reach an unbelievable value of $95 million because of its rare errors, shocking mint mistakes, incredible condition possibilities, and mysterious features that make this tiny copper coin one of the most talked about treasures in the world of numismatics. And if you have ever ignored an old penny lying in your pocket, sitting inside a coin jar, forgotten in a drawer, or mixed into spare change, this story may completely change the way you look at coins forever, because hidden among ordinary pennies could be an extraordinary rarity worth a life-changing fortune. And the incredible story of the 1980 Lincoln cent begins during a period when the United States Mint was producing massive quantities of coins for circulation across America, with billions of pennies being struck quickly under high pressure at different mint facilities. And whenever coins are produced at such enormous speed, mistakes can happen inside the minting process, creating rare and valuable errors that collectors spend decades searching for. And while most 1980 pennies are extremely common and only worth 1 cent, a very small number may contain unusual characteristics, minting abnormalities, die varieties, striking mistakes, or metal composition errors that transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Worth unimaginable money. And the reason this particular coin creates so much excitement is because collectors understand that sometimes the rarest coins are not famous from the beginning, but instead remain hidden in circulation for years before somebody finally notices a strange detail that changes everything. And over the decades many valuable Lincoln cents were discovered only after careful examination under magnification revealed doubling, off-center strikes, wrong planchets, die cracks, or unique minting anomalies that escaped the attention of the mint. And the 1980 penny continues to attract attention because the year itself came during an important period in Lincoln cent production when dies were used heavily, machines operated continuously, and mint workers faced increasing pressure to meet production demands, creating the perfect environment for rare mistakes to slip into circulation unnoticed. And collectors know that some of the most valuable coins in history were born from accidents, mechanical failures, or unexpected minting combinations that were never supposed to exist, which is why the possibility of an ultra-rare 1980 penny worth millions keeps treasure hunters searching through old rolls and collections every single day. And one of the biggest possibilities connected to the massive value of a rare 1980 penny is the existence of a dramatic double die error, which happens when the coin die receives a misaligned impression during creation, causing visible doubling on letters, numbers, or Lincoln's portrait. And strong double die examples are extremely desirable because the mistake occurs before the coins are struck, meaning every coin produced from that die carries the same rare feature. And if a major double die 1980 penny were discovered with obvious separation visible on the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust," collectors could compete fiercely to own such an extraordinary rarity, especially if the coin remained in exceptional condition with original mint luster intact. And another reason collectors obsess over the 1980 penny is the possibility of off-metal striking errors where the coin may have been struck on the wrong type of planchet intended for another denomination or even another country, creating a penny with unusual weight, size, color, or composition that instantly separates it from normal examples. And wrong planchet errors are considered among the most dramatic mint mistakes because they reveal a complete failure in the minting system, allowing a coin blank intended for one purpose to accidentally receive the design of another coin. And if a 1980 Lincoln cent were ever discovered struck on a dime planchet, foreign planchet, experimental alloy, or transitional metal composition, experts believe such a coin could become one of the most valuable modern-era Lincoln cents ever found, especially if certified authentic by major grading services. And many collectors believe undiscovered wrong planchet coins may still exist hidden in old collections because ordinary people rarely examine pennies closely enough to notice small differences in weight or appearance, meaning valuable treasures can remain overlooked for decades before finally being identified. And the 1980 penny also becomes fascinating because of the possibility of dramatic die breaks and cuts, which happen when the minting die begins cracking or breaking apart due to extreme stress from repeated use, leaving raised lines, blobs, or missing sections on the finished coin. And some cut errors create bizarre shapes that appear almost unreal, making them highly collectible because every die break develops differently over time, producing completely unique patterns that cannot be duplicated, and collectors love these mint mistakes because they tell the story of a die literally falling apart while still producing coins, allowing rare defective pieces to enter circulation before mint workers. Notice the problem, and another exciting possibility involves broadstrike errors, where the retaining collar that normally shapes the coin fails during striking, allowing the penny to spread outward beyond its standard diameter, creating a strange oversized appearance that instantly grabs attention, and broad strikes become even more valuable when combined with other minting errors such as off-center strikes, partial collar strikes, or double strikes, creating coins that appear unlike anything most people have ever seen before, and one of the greatest reasons the 1980 penny could theoretically reach a value of $95 million is if it possessed multiple major errors simultaneously while remaining in nearly flawless condition, because the combination of rarity, uniqueness, visual appeal, and historical importance can drive wealthy collectors into intense bidding wars during major auctions, especially when the coin represents a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that may never appear again. And the coin collecting world has repeatedly shown that collectors are willing to spend astonishing amounts of money on unique pieces that combine historical significance with extreme rarity, and because Lincoln cents are among the most widely collected coins in American history, competition for major discoveries within the series remains incredibly strong, and many advanced collectors spend years building complete Lincoln cent sets, meaning the appearance of a previously unknown or ultra-rare 1980-era coin could immediately become the center of worldwide attention, and another factor that makes certain 1980 pennies so valuable is condition, because copper coins are extremely sensitive to damage, discoloration, fingerprints, moisture, and environmental exposure, meaning finding an older penny with perfect surfaces and blazing original red color is extraordinarily difficult, and coins graded MS67 red or higher by professional grading services can already command impressive prices. Because very few survive in such pristine state after decades of handling and circulation, and when rare mint errors appear on coins with perfect surfaces and full mint brilliance, collectors often pay enormous premiums because the chance of finding another example becomes incredibly small, and the grading process itself plays a major role in determining coin value because professional grading companies carefully inspect coins under magnification, verify authenticity, identify errors, and assign condition grades that help collectors understand rarity and quality, and without certification, many rare coins would remain difficult to trust because counterfeits and altered coins unfortunately exist throughout the hobby, especially for famous error varieties that attract large amounts of money, and some counterfeiters attempt to fake double dies by altering letters or artificially modifying coin surfaces, while others add false mint marks or create simulated off-center appearances. Which is why serious collectors rely heavily on trusted grading companies before spending large sums on valuable coins, and if a genuine 1980 penny with unprecedented minting errors were authenticated and graded at the highest levels, collectors believe it could become one of the most famous Lincoln cents ever discovered, and beyond the technical errors themselves. There is another important factor that increases the mystique surrounding the 1980 penny, and that is the possibility of undiscovered experimental or transitional pieces produced during periods of testing and metal experimentation inside the mint, because throughout American coin history there have been rare moments when prototype alloys, trial strikes, or experimental compositions accidentally escaped into circulation, later becoming legendary treasures worth fortunes. And although no confirmed $95 million 1980 penny has officially become public knowledge, the dream that such a coin could exist continues, fueling excitement among collectors everywhere because numismatics is filled with stories of unexpected discoveries made by ordinary people, and one reason collectors remain so fascinated by pennies is because they are among the most accessible coins in circulation, meaning anyone can search for rare examples without spending large amounts of money, and countless stories exist of valuable pennies being found in pocket change, old bank rolls, inherited jars, estate sales, flea markets, garage sales, and forgotten family collections, proving that hidden treasures can still appear in the most ordinary places imaginable, and the idea that a tiny 1-cent coin could someday transform someone's life creates an emotional connection that keeps millions of people interested in coin collecting year after year. And another major possibility connected to the 1980 penny involves rotated die errors where the front and back designs are misaligned because one die shifted improperly during production, creating a strange appearance when the coin is flipped, and while minor rotations are common and often insignificant, dramatic rotations become highly collectible because they reveal a mechanical malfunction inside the minting process that should have been caught before. Last 2021 1-cent coin. Today we are uncovering one of the most fascinating modern coin mysteries ever discussed among collectors, the incredible 2021 1-cent USA coin that some believe could reach a shocking value of $90 million because of its rare errors, strange minting mistakes, unusual production possibilities, and extraordinary features that make it one of the most talked about Lincoln cents in recent history. And if you think modern pennies cannot become valuable because they are too new or too common, this story may completely change the way you look at every coin in your pocket, because hidden among millions of ordinary-looking 2021 pennies could be a rare masterpiece error coin worth more money than most people could ever imagine. And the amazing story begins during one of the most unusual periods in modern American history, when the United States Mint faced enormous challenges, changing production conditions, increased demand for circulating coinage, and operational disruptions that created the perfect environment for unusual minting mistakes to occur. And collectors know that whenever the mint operates under pressure, the possibility of rare errors entering circulation becomes much higher because machines are pushed harder, dies wear down faster, and unusual production situations can create extraordinary mistakes that later become legendary among numismatists. And the 2021 Lincoln cent immediately attracted attention because it was produced during a time when coin shortages, heavy circulation demand, and rapid production schedules forced mint facilities to strike massive quantities of pennies continuously, increasing the chance of errors slipping past quality control unnoticed. And while billions of ordinary 2021 pennies were made for circulation, collectors understand that even a single extraordinary mistake can transform an everyday coin into one of the most valuable treasures on earth. And this possibility is exactly what makes the 2021 penny so exciting, because modern coins are often ignored by the public, meaning truly rare examples could still be circulating today, hidden in coin jars, piggy banks, cash registers, bank rolls, or loose change, waiting for someone sharp-eyed enough to recognize the signs of a rare mint error. And one of the biggest reasons collectors believe a 2021 penny could someday command an unbelievable value is the possibility of dramatic double die errors, which occurred during the creation of the coin die itself, when the design receives multiple slightly misaligned impressions, causing noticeable doubling on the finished coin. And if strong doubling appears on important details like the date, Lincoln's profile, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust," collectors become extremely interested, because double dies are among the most famous and sought-after error varieties in all of American coin collecting. And throughout history, some double die Lincoln cents have sold for enormous amounts of money because they combine rarity, visual appeal, and historical significance in a way that fascinates both casual collectors and wealthy investors alike. And if a dramatic, previously unknown 2021 double die were ever discovered with clear and obvious separation visible even without magnification, it could instantly become one of the most famous modern Lincoln cents ever identified, especially if only a tiny number escaped the mint before the problem was discovered. And another major reason the 2021 penny generates so much excitement is the possibility of wrong planchet errors, where the penny design is accidentally struck onto a coin blank intended for another denomination or even another country, creating a coin with unusual size, weight, color, or metallic appearance that should never have existed in the first place. And wrong planchet errors are considered some of the most dramatic and valuable mint mistakes because they reveal a complete breakdown in the minting process, allowing the wrong blank to enter the coin presses undetected. And if a 2021 penny were discovered struck on a dime planchet, quarter planchet, foreign blank, or experimental alloy, collectors would likely compete aggressively to own such an extraordinary piece, because every wrong planchet error tells a unique story about what went wrong inside the mint during production. And the excitement surrounding these possibilities becomes even greater because modern minting technology is designed to prevent such mistakes, meaning any dramatic error that successfully escapes into circulation becomes incredibly rare by definition. And collectors know that rarity combined with modern publicity can create enormous demand very quickly, especially in the age of social media, where news of an unusual coin discovery spreads worldwide within hours. And another possibility that could push a 2021 penny toward unimaginable value involves transitional composition errors, where a coin may have been struck on leftover metal stock intended for another year or another coin type, and while modern pennies are primarily zinc with copper plating, a rare mistake involving an unusual composition, incorrect metal mixture, or experimental alloy could instantly create a legendary rarity unlike anything collectors have seen before. And one reason coin collectors remain obsessed with these possibilities is because history has repeatedly proven that extraordinary mint errors sometimes appear when least expected, often discovered years after coins first entered circulation, and the 2021 penny represents the perfect modern treasure hunt because billions were produced, meaning a tiny handful of extraordinary errors could easily remain unnoticed among ordinary examples for decades. And another fascinating possibility involves die cracks and die breaks that develop when coin dies experience extreme stress during high-speed production, causing fractures that leave raised lines or unusual shapes across the coin surface, and as dies continue deteriorating, larger sections may eventually break away completely, creating dramatic cut errors where portions of the coin design appear swollen or missing, and collectors love these errors because every die crack evolves differently over time, meaning no two examples look exactly alike. And certain dramatic cut errors become highly valuable because they visually transform the appearance of the coin into something strange and unforgettable, and if an extreme die break occurred on a 2021 penny while the damaged die continued striking coins for an extended period before replacement, a small group of spectacular error coins could have entered circulation unnoticed, creating future collector treasures worth enormous amounts of money. And another important factor contributing to the legendary status of a potential $90 million 2021 penny is condition because modern coins are expected to survive in better shape than older coins, meaning collectors demand nearly flawless surfaces, sharp details, and perfect mint luster from high-value examples, and coins graded at the very highest mint state levels by professional grading companies can already command impressive premiums because achieving near-perfect preservation without scratches, marks, discoloration, or handling damage is much harder than most people realize. And when an extraordinary mint error appears on a coin graded at an elite level like MS69 or even MS70, the value can skyrocket. Because collectors know they may never see another example with the same combination of rarity and perfection, and professional grading services play a huge role in the coin market because they authenticate coins, identify errors, evaluate surfaces under magnification, and assign grades that help collectors trust what they are buying, especially in a market where counterfeiters sometimes attempt to alter ordinary coins into fake rarities, and some counterfeiters create artificial doubling, add fake mint marks, or manipulate coins to imitate off-center strikes and other valuable errors, which is why authentication becomes absolutely critical for any coin claimed to be worth enormous sums of money, and a genuine 2021 penny with spectacular minting mistakes verified by a trusted grading company would immediately attract global attention from collectors, investors, and media outlets eager to witness one of the greatest modern coin discoveries ever made, and the Lincoln Cent series itself remains one of the most collected coin series in the entire world because it combines American history, iconic design, and endless possibilities for rare varieties and mint errors, and millions of people search through pennies every year hoping to uncover hidden treasures because Lincoln Cents are still one of the few collectible coin types that can realistically be found in circulation. And this accessibility creates a unique excitement because anyone from a beginner collector to an experienced numismatist has the chance to discover something extraordinary simply by paying close attention to spare change, and another reason the 2021 penny fascinates collectors is the possibility of off-center strikes where the coin blank fails to align correctly beneath the dies during striking, causing part of the design to be missing while leaving a blank crescent-shaped area on the coin. And dramatic off-center errors are especially valuable when the date remains fully visible because collectors can identify exactly when the error occurred, and the more dramatic the misalignment, the more visually striking and collectible the coin becomes, particularly when combined with other errors such as broad strikes or double strikes, and double strike errors themselves create incredible collector interest because they happen when a coin receives multiple impressions from the dies, sometimes shifting position between strikes and creating overlapping designs that look almost surreal, and if a dramatic double-struck 2021 penny with strong visual separation were discovered in pristine condition, it could become one of the most famous modern mint errors ever seen, and there is also the fascinating possibility of struck-through errors where grease, cloth, debris, or metal fragments become trapped between the die and coin blank during striking. producing strange missing details or distorted areas that make the coin appear ghostly or incomplete, and collectors enjoy struck through errors because every example is unique and impossible to duplicate exactly, turning each coin into a one-of-a-kind artifact of the minting process. And another highly collectible mistake involves clipped planchet errors where the coin blank itself was improperly cut